Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to the Men Save Your Marriage show. My name is Terry. I'm your host. I did an autopsy on my failed marriage, and now I use the lessons that I learned to coach other men on how to save their marriage before it fails. I'm going to share with you the things I wish someone would have shared with me before my marriage failed. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hello, gentlemen, and welcome back. This is Terry. I am your host, and this is the Men Save Your Marriage show, and we are on episode 47. Episode 47, the mission starts, the marriage mission series starts now. Welcome back. You just heard the bell. You know what that means? That means we are in the ring, you and I. We are here to fight. We are back in the ring for this new series, this new mission. It's the same fight for her, for your family, for your legacy, for your marriage. This is episode 1 of the marriage missions. And right now we're shifting from words to presence, from what to say to how to live, from pre-built moments to intentional movements. Let me tell you why this series matters. If you've been listening, hopefully by now you've gone to themarriagearsenal.com and you've ordered the cards. You're beginning to lean in. You're starting to say the right things. But now you need a mission. Not vague hopes, not random effort, not trying harder. You need clarity. Because if I asked you right now, what does your success in your marriage actually look like? Could you answer it in one sentence? Could you define winning? Because here's the truth. You can't lead what you haven't defined. And most men are stuck in their marriage because they're swinging in the dark. Today we're fixing that. We're going to build your mission. We're going to define what leadership looks like in your house. And we're going to start shifting from reactive to strategic. So let's get to work, shall we? Point number 1. Most men are trying to win, but they don't know the score. So let me lay it out straight to you. Most men are working hard in their marriage, but they're not leading it. They're reacting, they're apologizing, they're overthinking every word, but they're not operating from a clear personal mission. And that's why their efforts feel like they're going nowhere. Let me give you an example. Maybe it's you, but I'll just say he as a general man. He does the dishes. He picks up the kids. He gives her space. He writes a nice card, but then he gets frustrated when she's still distant. He's putting in a lot of effort, and she's not doing anything to reciprocate, and she feels distant, and he's frustrated. And why? Because he's working without direction. And when you don't know what winning looks like, you will always feel like you are losing. So let me ask you, what's your clear objective in this marriage? And not just to, make her happy, not just to, avoid divorce. No, I've heard that. Not even just to be a better man. Those are feelings. You need a mission. Here's what a mission sounds like in a marriage. To create a marriage culture where my wife feels safe, seen, and supported because of the way I show up daily. Or maybe it's to become the kind of man children will one day thank for loving their mother fiercely and faithfully. Or here's a third. To restore trust, lead with consistency, and show her through repeated moments that I will not abandon this fight. You hear that? The tone, it sounds different. See, those are missions. Once you have it, you can reverse engineer your days, your tone, your schedule, the strategy with which you show affection or give her a card, your presence. You stop winging it and you start leading it. So write your mission down. You've just heard 3 perfect examples. Write yours down, frame it, carry it, repeat it. You got a phone in your hand or in your pocket, pull it out and write out your mission. Because when you know your aim, every action has weight. Point 2. Without mission, your emotions will become your master. So let's dig a little deeper in this. What happens when you don't have a mission? You default to your mood. You react instead of respond. You start tracking her behavior instead of leading your own. You become like a thermostat without a setting, constantly changing based on the emotional temperature around you. So let me give you a real world picture. She's distant, so you get defensive. She's short, so you shut down. She doesn't notice your effort, so you explode with resentment. Do these sound familiar? You know the cycle. You've been in it many times. We all have. But if you're driven by emotion and not mission, you'll never create peace. Did you hear that? If you're driven by emotion and not mission, you will never create peace. Now hear me. Your emotions aren't bad. They're real. They're signals. But they're not steering wheels. They're dashboard lights. They're useful, but not in charge. But mission, now that's different. Mission gives you a standard. Mission, well, let me show you the shift, okay? Listen to this. Instead of she's cold, so I'll retreat, with a mission, you say, my mission is to create safety. I will stay calm and present. Instead of saying, she's distant, so I'll stop trying, instead, you say, with a mission, my mission is to rebuild trust. I will lead the next moment. Or instead of, and I know we've all said this one, this is unfair. Instead, with a mission, you'll say something like, this is a test of who I said I wanted to become. That's the power of mission, gentlemen. It frees you from reacting and anchors you in who you choose to be. It gives you the backbone to stand firm in chaos. And that is exactly what she needs from you. That's what your kids need from you. Hell, that's what you need from you. Remember a few episodes back, I used the analogy and I told you that you were the watchtower. You were the lookout. You were the safe place. You have to have a mission. All right, point 3. Leadership is measured in moments, not metrics. Let me be blunt here, okay? You're not going to get daily praise. She's not going to thank you every time you hold your tongue or step in with calm. You may not even see instant feedback at all. And if you're missionless, well, that lack of validation will kill your drive. But if you're mission driven, you'll stop measuring your marriage by reactions and start measuring it by moments you chose to lead. I hope you're seeing the difference here. So let's talk about those moments. The night she's exhausted and you hand her a card that says, I see how hard you're trying, you're not alone. That's a great moment. The argument you de-escalate by staying grounded. Wow, what a breakthrough that is for you. That Saturday morning you led the kids and let her rest without a comment or a complaint. Or the day that you take a card from the arsenal and you leave it in her glove box with zero fanfare. There were no crowds, no one cheering you on, but you knew there's going to be a moment for her where she realizes alone how much you thought of her. See, those are moments. They won't go viral. They won't always be noticed. A lot of times they will go unnoticed by everyone in the world but maybe her. But they compound, they accumulate, they become your legacy. Because leadership in marriage isn't built in grand gestures. No, it is forged in quiet, consistent, steady presence. Every card you give, every tone that you choose, every decision to show up, that's what builds culture, gentlemen. And your mission, well, that's what tells you which moments to create. So, brother, stop waiting to feel motivated. Start moving on mission. As we wrap up, I want you to know that you are the leader of your home. Not because you say so, but because you've chosen to define what winning looks like. And you're building a rhythm that reflects it. So let's recap your first marriage mission. This first one that we just went through here. Define your mission in one sentence. Let it guide your tone, your decisions, the cards that you use, the moments you forge, and the connection that you foster. Measure your success in moments, not moods. Listen carefully. You are not the old you. You are not guessing. You are not reacting. You are building something. And you are on mission. Now listen, I want you to go to marriagearsenal.com and make sure you have your connection cards in hand. Get them ordered today. The words are there. The tools are ready. All you have to do is execute. This is mission clarity. And next week we dive into emotional intel, how to read her signals, stop misfires, and start landing connection in her language. Do you want to land connection in her language? We're going to learn how to do that. So, as a final thought, you weren't put on this earth to float. You were made to forge, to lead, to carry visions into the chaos and create clarity. That sounds like a mission to me. Most men never define what they're after, so they chase approval and call it leadership. Whew. I got to pause on that one. That one hurt me a little because that is me and I have to watch myself sometimes. Most men never define what they're after, so they chase approval and call it leadership. But not me and not you, not anymore. You have a mission. You have the moment. I've given you the tools. Just go to marriagearsenal.com and get them. Now it is time for you to lead. Gentlemen, I thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. I am anxiously waiting to hear from some of the men that have already got their marriage arsenal. I've already heard many, many good things, and I can't believe how well what some of you men are doing with these. This is phenomenal. This is a movement. I truly believe that. All right, enough of me wandering on. Thank you, gentlemen. I hope you have a great day. Get out there and make it a great day yourselves. Lead. Find your mission, write down your mission, and lead, and create the presence and create the culture in your own home. And I will see you here for the next episode of the Men Save Your Marriage show. Now go out and have a great day.